All right, this is the model and clay demonstrations. This is just brand new model and clay, and it's hard, so you've got to soften it with your hands, and it takes a little bit. So you want to um, press it down using your hands, and the warmth in your hands is going to soften it up. Sometimes you got to do smaller pieces at one time. Roll them around, do whatever you got to do. This clay never hardens, and so that's why it's good for projects like this, because you don't have to worry about keeping it wet. You never have to add water to it. As I'm pressing this down, it's starting to get softer. It's taking a little bit, but you can see that it's taking shape now. Make sure you can hear me with the mic here. Gotta get a sip of coffee. Doing the second piece, kind of getting that dialed in. Alright, so we're going to do what's called a bust. So it's a sculpture of a head and a set of shoulders so that it can stand on its own. Soften this up a little bit more. Okay, this is going to be my shoulder chunk. At some point, I'll add the head to that. So let's see, make sure you can see everything. And this is going to be my head. And the more details you add, the more successful your sculpture, the better your grade. You want it to be as realistic as you can make it. And you can use tools as well. You can use forks, spoons, plastic forks, spoons, toothpicks, knives, anything. Just don't cut yourself. So I'm going to look at the head like this. To me, this looks like the back. Looks like the back of the head more. If I push that in, kind of develop that base of the skull right there, it's even going to look more like the back of the head. Now your face right now, I was going to have you guys do self-portraits, but you can do any character you want, from a skull-like realistic Grim Reaper type character to a cartoon character that has a face and shoulders, and basically you're going to determine where the eyes go, right? First. That's kind of how I do it. And so when I do that, sometimes I may use a pencil or something just to kind of mark where those eyes are going to go. You can kind of see that. And then once you know where the eyes go, you can start by pressing in the sockets. pressing the sockets. And he's gonna look like an alien at first. But this clay, once it gets soft, it's very malleable, which means it's easy to manipulate and move around. Okay? I didn't mean to start a mouth there, but it looks like a mouth already started, see? And then you can take other small bits of clay and just stick it right to it. That's called additive building, where you're adding clay to a sculpture. You can see kind of how I've got the nose started. And I could also add some more chunks of clay. Now, the smaller it is, the easier it is to kind of warm up and get ready to use. I'm going to just roll these little chunks into a ball in my hand. Your hand is round, so it's easier to roll things into a ball with your hand. And then I'm just going to grab my little knife, the file, but I'm going to use it anyway. Little file I'm using there. You can use toothpicks, you can use lots of different things. And I'm going to see how big these are. I'll make them a little bit smaller. These are going to be my eyes. And you can see how that's starting to come together, right? And you've got your eye socket, but then you've also got your eye, okay? And you could also add, of course, more material for the nose too. Tiny bits and pieces that you pull off. And it sticks together pretty well, actually, so don't worry about that. And you don't need water. You do not need water. Okay? I've got the nose started. Right? That. And again, this is just the beginning. But it's a good start, good starting point to see how you can build a sculpture with clay. All right, I'm gonna get the mouth on there, and then I'm gonna pause the video, and we'll have a couple different sections of this video to post. Or I'll stop it. I'm not sure what should be the best, but we'll figure it out. Kind of make these eyes a little bit more prominent on the one side there with my tool. And again, toothpicks, pencils, anything kind of sharp you can kind of use for your tools. And you can see how that makes a difference. Kind of see that there, a little different light there. And then when I mark where the mouth is, I'm gonna mark where this little part is right above your mouth first. And then I'm gonna kind of mark where the mouth goes, which is right there, right? And then in order to get the lips, I would take and I would roll some coils, right? Just like you would roll a coil pot. you can use small coils for things like lips. Again, you're using your hand, and you're going to end up reshaping it when you get it on the face anyway. But I could use this probably for both top and bottom, and then put something in the middle. Use a kind of a sharp pencil that I'm going to use to kind of start that out a little bit. Get that shape kind of going. And if you want to get crazy and do teeth, that's great. You can totally do that. I'm going to push down on the lips a little bit there to make it look a little more realistic. Okay. And of course, I've got a lot more to do, but this is a good starting point. And so I will post more than just this video, but this is a good starting point for you guys that have clay in your hands this week. And remember, Wednesday is the pickup day, 8:30 a.m. and 1 p.m. And I can run it right out to your car. Thank you.